Have you ever noticed this? You walk into your own home, a place that should feel safe, and something just feels off. It's a quiet heaviness in the air. You can't quite put your finger on it. You try to dismiss the feeling, telling yourself it's just a coincidence. Maybe you're just tired. You might ignore that subtle feeling of being unsettled, that feeling that makes you want to look over your shoulder, even when you're alone. But deep down, you know something isn't right. The truth is, life is porous. We absorb things, not because we're weak, but because we are sensitive, living beings. We carry the weight of other people's words, their unspoken tensions, their anxieties. They cling to us. That's why ancient wisdom teaches us to pay attention to these subtle feelings, to learn how to cleanse our personal space, not with complicated rituals, but with simple, grounded practices. If you've been feeling like you're walking through thick air in your own home, if you see fleeting movements from the corner of your eye, or wake up feeling just as tired as when you went to bed, you aren't imagining things. You're just sensitive to the clutter, but this isn't something to fear. It's something you can work with, and there are simple, gentle tools for this. Today, let's explore 3 ways, 3 simple acts of mindfulness you can use to wash away that accumulated heaviness and restore a sense of calm to your life. These aren't secrets, they are gentle reminders from nature available to everyone. So, take a slow breath. Be present with me through this exploration. What you learn here might gently change how you inhabit your own space, your own body. If you're ready to clear the air, find that quiet comment box below and write, "I am creating a clear space." This is your gentle intention, your first step. Now, let's begin this practice together. If you find value in these quiet teachings, consider joining our community by subscribing. We are all walking this path of finding peace, one step at a time. Let's begin with the first tool, the simplest one there is: clear water. Think about how a flowing river cleanses everything in its path. It doesn't use force. It simply washes over the stones, making them smooth over time. Clear water holds a similar wisdom for us. When we use it with intention, it's not just for cleaning our bodies. It cleanses the mind. So when you take a simple bath or shower, you are taking part in a profound practice. You are mindfully washing away the invisible residue of the day, the stressful conversation, the tense meeting, the lingering worries. Think of it this way: heavy feelings are like mud clinging to you. You wouldn't leave mud on your body, would you? Water helps you wash off the emotional mud. 2. It removes that feeling of being stuck. It breaks the hold of old thoughts. When you use water with this kind of awareness, you create clarity. Notice what we're doing here. In this internal world, our focus is our greatest tool. But the clutter of life, the anxieties of others, the pressures around us, they can dim our inner light. This simple act with water is like cleaning a dusty window. Suddenly, you can see clearly again. You feel lighter. Sleep comes more peacefully. The real practice of well-being doesn't just happen in a special room or at a special time. It happens right there in your own bathroom. It's about reclaiming your sense of inner peace. Now, let's talk about our second simple tool: salt. This isn't anything fancy, just simple, common salt. But its effect is profound. Here's a way to think about it. Salt has a natural ability to draw out and absorb things. It absorbs moisture from the air, right? In a similar way, it can help absorb and neutralize heavy, stagnant feelings that have settled in our space and in ourselves. When other people's negative feelings linger, it's not because they have some kind of power over you. It's often because they are simply looking for a place to land. And an open, unguarded mind can feel like a welcome mat. Adding a little salt to your bath water acts as a way of saying, "This space is my own." It's a message back to the world. It sends a gentle but firm signal: entry denied. This inner home is not available for your negativity. Boil some clean water, dissolve a little salt in it with intention, and let the warmth cleanse your space. As you bathe, set a clear intention. Every heavy feeling that isn't mine, I now release you. This is not a magic spell. This is a law of nature. You cannot walk with freedom if you are carrying the weight of others on your shoulders. Salt, used this way, helps you gently put that weight down. And now, for the third tool, leaves from a strong tree. Not just any leaves, but those that carry a sense of stability and endurance. Think of an oak, a pine, or any old tree that has stood through seasons of storms. Nature gives us these clues. These leaves don't possess some mysterious power. Instead, they serve as a reminder, a connection to the quiet strength of the earth. When you hold a strong leaf, or place a few in hot water for your bath, you are borrowing their symbolic strength. You are inviting that same resilience into yourself. Think about a great tree in a storm. It sways, but its roots hold firm. It isn't trying to hide from the wind. It stands its ground. When you connect with this idea, the feelings and pressures from the outside world can no longer push you around so easily. The act of bathing with water infused with these leaves becomes a quiet statement. You're no longer a small boat tossed on the waves of other people's emotions. You are becoming the tree. Your inner footing becomes more solid. The noise from the outside world quiets down. It loses its grip. Don't ever underestimate the power of these simple connections that nature offers us. As you use this water, affirm to yourself, my mind is rooted in peace. I am stable, I am strong, I am not easily swayed. This practice allows you to reclaim your center. Now, let's go a little deeper. Let's look into why these simple, mindful actions have such a grounding effect. Think about it. When you gently boil water with salt or leaves, what's happening? In the physical world, heat creates steam. But in our inner world, this gentle heating represents transformation. It is the process of softening what is rigid and releasing what has been held inside. When you heat water with these natural elements, you are inviting your own mind to soften its grip on old stories and tensions. The warmth unlocks this gentle release, and that release rises like steam, creating a quiet atmosphere of calm. This is why it's so helpful to let the warmth fill the room before you bathe. Breathe it in. Use that moment to set a simple intention. Perhaps you just focus on your breath. Allow things to settle until you feel a quiet shift in the space around you. Then, when you pour that warm water for your bath, it shouldn't be rushed. It must be warm enough to be a gentle reminder to your body that something intentional is happening here. And as you bathe, don't hurry. Speak your intentions quietly. You are not just cleaning your skin, you are gently escorting old, heavy thoughts out of your mind. You are clearing the clutter, simplifying your inner landscape, and gently wiping away your footprints so that old patterns can no longer follow you. The water itself becomes a symbol of clarity that washes away anything trying to unsettle or distract you. The reason this practice works isn't because of some magic in the ingredients, but because your consistent intention makes it real. But many of us want peace, but we resist taking these simple, gentle steps. We want our minds to quiet down, but we won't sit for 5 minutes to just breathe. We want freedom, but we won't take the time for a quiet, mindful bath. Look, the restlessness of the world doesn't sleep. The anxieties of life don't take holidays. The critical inner voices don't blink. So why would we be casual with our own inner housekeeping? We must be mindful. Set aside the time. Prepare these simple things. Quiet your mind as the water warms. Speak kindly to yourself as you bathe. Then, notice how the doorposts and windows of your own mind feel more secure. The old, unsettling feelings find that your inner home is now occupied by a calm presence. God, nature, the universe, whatever word you choose, it honors sincere effort. It honors consistency. And every time you do this with a genuine heart, your inner world responds. You will start to notice that the feeling of pressure weakens, the inner chatter fades, the fear lifts, and the atmosphere in your home and in your mind begins to change. What was once feeling exposed and vulnerable is now held in your own gentle care. Let's also talk about something many people overlook, what you might feel after this practice. Some people feel an immediate sense of lightness. Others may find themselves feeling quite emotional. Some notice they have strange dreams, feel a need to cry, or simply sleep very, very deeply. These are not signs that something is wrong. Please don't be afraid. It means the practice worked. It means some long-held tension has finally been released from your body or your mind. Heavy feelings don't always leave quietly. They resist a little on their way out. So if you feel a bit different afterward, just breathe, rest, affirm that all is well. Maintain your inner cleanliness through simple mindfulness, self-kindness, and paying attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your dreams, maybe write them down. Your mind may be showing you where this feeling of pressure was coming from. It might reveal situations, conversations, or even people. That is your own inner wisdom speaking. Don't ignore it. It may be time to create some healthy distance, to block that stressful contact, or to politely decline that invitation. Be wise with your inner peace. That feeling of being unsettled often comes from people you know, jealous colleagues, anxious friends, stressed relatives. And once this practice gives you clarity, don't keep letting them bring their clutter into your house. Your peace of mind is more important than old habits of familiarity. You aren't imagining things, you are simply becoming more aware. And finally, a simple point: if you feel you need more, you can do more. This mindful bath is a wonderful practice to combine with a little bit of quiet time. Even just an hour of fasting from noise, from your phone, from the news, can change your life. And if you feel the pressure building up again, feel free to repeat the bath for 3 consecutive nights. It's just like tidying a room. Sometimes it needs more than one pass. And always end your practice with a clear, final intention. Speak these words quietly to yourself. I am centered in my own peaceful presence. The cluttered thoughts have been cleared. The unsettled feelings have been calmed. Every old story that blocked my way is now dissolved. I walk with inner protection and a quiet sense of well-being. My steps are my own. My mind is clear. My path forward is open. It is done. Wrap yourself in a clean, soft towel and rest in that peace. Remember, the simple water and salt are just tools. Your intention is the key. The calm comes from within, and it is faithful to grow from the seeds you plant. So rise now. The old feelings have been cleared. Your mind is free. Your inner house is clean, and your path is open again. Now that the quiet clutter has been stirred, and your body has felt the cleansing of this simple intention, let's step into the deeper awareness that must follow this path. You see, it is one thing to wash away the residue of a difficult day. It is another thing entirely to awaken to who you truly are without that weight. This moment is not just about cleansing, it's about discovery. After this bath, you might begin to ask some gentle questions. Why was I letting myself absorb so much in the first place? What is it about my own life that makes me feel like a target for other people's stress? What future am I stepping into that requires me to be this clear and grounded? The unsettled feelings of the world don't follow empty people. They follow those who are on the verge of growth. They gather around those who are close to unlocking new possibilities in their lives. So now that the clutter has been cleared, it's time for you to reflect. What have you spared yourself from? What hidden obstacles just dissolved? Begin to see your life through a new lens. Begin to feel gratitude not only for this newfound peace, but for the clarity that came with it. Many people go through their whole lives never knowing they were being weighed down, manipulated, or delayed by feelings that weren't even theirs. But you chose to pay attention. That alone is evidence that you are ready for something more. That alone is a sign that a new season has arrived, and with that shift, your inner eyes must open wider than ever before. You cannot go back to being unaware. You cannot return to old habits of absorbing everything. You must be mindfully protective of your inner gates, your eyes, your ears, your conversations, and your companions. This is the moment to gently redraw your own boundaries. Begin to notice what you allow into your home, what you watch, what you listen to, who you let speak into your life. Some of the people who smiled at you yesterday may have been the very ones who left their emotional baggage in your space. Some relationships were doorways for chaos. Some friendships were traps of codependency. But now, with your inner space cleansed, you can reevaluate. You are being given clarity. Dreams that were once blurry might now become sharp. Your intuition, once dull, might become more sensitive. Conversations that once felt normal might now feel draining. You'll start to notice the true feeling behind people's words. That's because your own spirit has been reawakened. The mental fog has lifted. You are no longer walking in a haze. Your own inner light has been restored. But you must protect it. You must feed it. Stay in quiet reflection. Meditate on simple things. Build a small, consistent routine. Don't wait for the pressure to build. Stay grounded. You are now a calm presence in a chaotic world, and that is something to cherish, not to fear. Because the moment you find your center, life responds in kind. Helpful people appear, opportunities open up, and every attempt from the outside to disturb your peace fails. Do not let anyone convince you that this path was just water and leaves. You stepped into a practice of intention. You followed a quiet prompting from your own wisdom. And when a person acts with such intention, even in something as simple as taking a bath, their whole inner world responds. You have activated a shift. And that shift must continue through how you speak, how you think, how you walk, and how you choose to live. You are no longer carrying the world's weight. You are held by your own inner strength. You are no longer a victim of circumstances. You are a conscious creator of your life. Say it quietly to yourself. I am a creator. I am grounded. I am calm. I am at peace. Let those words sink into your bones. Speak them every morning. Speak them when fear tries to creep in. The old habits of mind don't give up easily. They'll test your confidence. They'll whisper old stories of doubt. They'll send familiar situations to see if your door is still open to chaos. But you must gently close it. Remind yourself what happened in that quiet moment with the water. Remind yourself of the intention you set. Remind yourself that the clutter is gone. Your space is clear, and the old dramas have been returned to sender. This is not some emotional hype. This is practical wisdom for the mind. This is how you keep your inner house clean. This is how you find and sustain freedom. And if ever you begin to feel the pressure again, strange dreams, shadows, anxiety, don't panic. Return to your wisdom. Revisit the instruction. Take another mindful bath. Reflect again. Speak your intentions again. Maintenance is wisdom. Even in ancient traditions, people had to cleanse regularly. You must do the same. Don't treat this bath as a one-time miracle. Treat it as a lifestyle, a simple practice, a tool in your toolbox. The unsettling energies of the world don't just appear, they wait for an opening. But if you stay consistent in your practice, they will move on. They find no place to land. That's your inheritance, a home filled with peace, a body shielded in its own calm light, a mind clothed in clarity. That is what this path unlocked. That is what your intention activated. And that is what must now be protected with gentle awareness and mindful living. You are not the same person who started this journey. You are aware. You are centered. You are transformed. To deepen your practice and commitment to this journey of self-awareness, the simple act of subscribing becomes a promise to yourself. It is a commitment to stay on a path of conscious living and personal growth. Your transformation is not just a one-time event, it is an ongoing journey, and this community is here to support you every step of the way. If this teaching has spoken to you, secure your place on this path. Click that subscribe button now, not for me, but as an affirmation of your own commitment to living a life of peace and clarity. Let's walk this path together. Welcome to your new beginning. Welcome to inner safety. Welcome home.